Right, so this is a video I didn't want to make or thought I wasn't going to, but I guess I have to because I don't really have a choice. So this is the new Princess Coronation or Duchess or whatever, Stenier, Pacific, whatever floats your boat. This is the recent iteration from Hornby. This is the new tooling, from like 2018 or 2017, whenever this came out. So this is the recent livery. This was announced in I think 2022 in the 2022 range. This is the conventional Duchess with this is one of the de-streamlined Duchesses. This isn't the one of the Ivet ones that they have done. They have done a maroon one, but it was one of the Ivet ones with the cut cab and different trailing truck, as well as roller bearings and such. So this is City of London, and this has an issue, or several issues in fact. So one of the issues, well, before I get into that, this was purchased from Hatton's. This was pre-ordered originally through TMC, but then I went to Hatton's because, well, I was an idiot, and I thought I could hold on to this because I didn't really want it right away. So that's why I went to Hatton's, and so I could like pre-order it to the trunk, because I do like the Hatton's trunk. I love it to bits. I wasn't very sure of it at first, but I've gone quite attached to it over the past couple of months that I have been using it. So anyway, pre-ordered through Hatton's. This was in my trunk. This was in the recent trunk shipment that is not getting a video because I've got way too much crap. So yeah, so this is brand new. This has not been opened, and well, it wasn't when I got it, so it's not pre-owned. This is a brand spanking new release, and it had some issues. And one of the very first issues, and one of the most noticeable issues, was the bogie. The bogie was not attached to the locomotive at all. There was a screw. The screw was hanging out of the icebox packaging, where it like folds. Like folds on top. I'll put some pictures up because I took tons of pictures because I was absolutely devastated. Because out of all the things in that trunk, this was the one thing I was most looking forward to. So yeah, so bogie was detached. I don't think it was a transit thing because it was, like I said, the screw had. It was not where it should have been, because there was a screw that goes up under here. There's a screw that goes here, not the screw that attaches the bogie to the chassis. It was a screw that that holds like the, oh god, what's it, like the it's like a hold. I'm gonna say a holder. That's a dumb word, but I'm just gonna call it that. The bracket. That's it. The bracket that holds the bogie to the chassis, right? That had somehow came detached, and there's also like a little nut underneath the bogie. There's like a little hole. Like I said, I'll put up pictures because I spent a good 15 minutes trying to put this thing back together. And it was a little tricky because, like I said, it took me 15 minutes because I didn't understand how it operated and such, how what the dealio was. But I don't think it was done by transit. I think it was just incompetent factory workers, because the screw was not where it should be. The nut was also not where it should have been. It was loose and rattling around. I'm lucky that I found it. And apparently there was a washer. That's one of the most recent things I did find, because I found it in the bottom of the box. So there's a washer and a nut and a screw. All three of those were not where they should have been. So like I said, it took me 15 minutes to put it all back together. I found the washer because I didn't know it existed until, like I said, recently, when I went to take this back out for a second evaluation on debating on whether I should send it back or not. And yeah, the verdict is yes, I'm definitely going to be sending this back because I thought it would be a relatively easy fix. So the bogie is not why I'm sending this back. That's fine. And it runs fine, by the way. There's nothing wrong with it running. Running-wise, it's fine. It's how it looks is the problem. So, this thing was covered in glue. is actually, I should say, it is covered in glue. So I'll take, like I said, put pictures up. This thing was absolutely covered in glue. There was like gluey fingerprints on the boiler, like this whole area of the boiler, and then on the other side down here where all this intricate little accessories, let's call them that, little additions are, features, like all the splashers, sandboxes, all that. There's glue like smeared all over there. The smoke box door, fingerprints all over that. The cab roof, fingerprints on top of that. There was glue, or there is glue right here between the smoke deflectors where the frame is. You know what? I'll probably take this out and I'll show it to you real quick. But yeah, it's absolutely disgusting. And I know I said in my 9F video that I didn't mind glue marks. I don't, as long as they're not that numerous. Because it is absolutely shocking and appalling that something like this came out of the factory. So I've gotten in touch with Hattons, and they said that they would give me a replacement. Well, they didn't give me a replacement. They told me that they placed a pre-order in because they were expecting a new shipment, I suppose, from Hornby of these. So they told me that they would place a pre-order in on my behalf, and then they would add that to the trunk, and then I will send this one back, and then they would refund me the 186 pounds. That's non-VAT, by the way, because this is like 217 quid. Yeah, it's yeah. I just don't know what to say. It's absolutely shocking. Not really shocking, but it's just heartbreaking, because just when I thought Hornby's quality was improving, something like this turned up, and yeah, it's really disheartening. So I will keep you guys updated on what the situation is. I will let you guys know when the replacement shows up, because that is also in my trunk, because I have a bunch of other stuff coming as well. So I'll keep you guys updated. I'm also waiting on something from Hellion, that little American road switcher thing, diesel, that weird thing, that 10, I think it's a 10800 or something like that. That thing, that weird road switcher American diesel looking British thing. I'm waiting for that to come out before I ship everything in my trunk. So yeah, like I said, I didn't want to make this video. I was hoping I wouldn't have to, but I don't have a choice. I kind of have to, because there are lemons like this. You do get them from time to time. But yeah, like I said, really disheartening. So I also don't know if I'm going to upload this like separately as a part 1 and a part 2, or I'm just going to combine it all into one video, because all I'm showing you is the box. But like I said, I'm going to be putting up like pictures and stuff, because I took tons of pictures as you know, evidence and stuff. So yeah, so in case this is a part 1 and I don't combine this into like another video, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Just stay clear of Hornby stuff for, well, not stay clear, but you know, just keep an eye out, be wary. Yeah. So it is currently the 28th of August, and the replacement model has arrived, and I have not touched it. I can show you, because as you can see, still as it came from Hornby. So this was a part of my Hatton's trunk, so I'm literally filming this right after filming that video, and I am actually quite nervous, because I do not expect this thing. I expect this thing to be worse than what it already was, but I'm willing to stay optimistic, but yeah, I don't know. Let's see how bad it is, I guess. So, as predicted, the bogey fell out, I'm assuming. Yeah. Because there's the screw. There's the bogey. There's where it should be. Yeah. I wonder if they're all like this, or I don't know. It's just really disappointing. I haven't checked the locomotive if it's got glue marks or not. Right now, I don't really care. If it does, I wouldn't be surprised. But hey, yeah, it's just really disappointing. Right, so if we take a look at this post, this blog post by the user Longsheds, I think that's the username. We have the bogey, and as you can see, this is how it should be. And at the moment, I have the spring, I have the nut or screw here, and then there's a nut underneath the screw. I'll show you that in a bit. But one thing that is definitely missing is this little plastic washer here. I don't know if it's in the box. It was on my previous model. It was just lurking in the box. It was like stuck. It was stuck underneath the you know, like the where you fold up the box, you know, to make the box. I'm not making any sense, but hopefully you understand what I mean. So it got stuck under there because for a while I couldn't find it until one day when I took the model out of the box, the previous model out of the box, debating on whether I should return it or not, and then lo and behold, it decided to show itself. So I didn't put it back on because it was going back anyway. So yeah, so I don't know where it is. I don't know if it's in the box. It's not on the floor, the carpet. So I don't know. It's probably in the box. I don't hear anything. So that's the completed assembly. That's how it should look. So if we just scooch over here, there we go. You can see this has probably not been assembled correctly. Because there's the spring. I don't know how it got all the way up there. There's no sign of the plastic washer, like I said, because I don't know where it is. Here is the screw for the bogey. There's the nut that goes under here. It like screws. This screws in to that little nut. It's a really daunting task, and I'm not looking forward to it. So, I don't know what to do about the plastic washer. I don't know. I don't even think it does anything. So I'm probably just going to leave it off. But if I do find it, I will put it back on. But yeah, I'm going to reassemble this bogey, and I'll inspect the model. So, bogey's been reattached. I found out what that plastic washer was for. It's essentially to keep the spring from coming up underneath the hanger. And I can't find it. It's not in the box. I literally took the box apart in attempts to find it, and I was unsuccessful, which means I'm probably going to have to go to eBay to get one. I don't know what size it is, nor do I care. It didn't bother me on the previous model, but because I was sending that one back anyway, but this one I do intend on keeping because this one isn't actually that bad. There are glue marks, but like there's not, it's just like the normal misting. It's not the horrid fingerprint mess. So there's still glue marks under where the splashers are, where all the ejector piping is. Like these splashers are basically ruined. I think it's worse on the other side if I'm not mistaken. Especially if you look like under the nameplate, you can see some misting. But it's misting, it's not like I said, it's not the horrid gluey mess, fingerprinty mess that was the previous model. And there's some on the smoke box as well. It's still misty. Like, I think that can come off. I think I can clean that up. It's really bad there. And then right there in between the frames, well, not in between, but like where the frame, essentially the start of the frame is, it's right there. Yeah, but it's not too bad. It could have been worse. I'll give it that. So I am keeping this model. Yeah, this other side is actually really bad. So, apart from that splasher is actually pretty good. It's mainly the middle and then back here. Actually, I wonder. No, actually, I'm gonna have to get under and I'm gonna have to get under that. But it doesn't look too bad. It could have been worse. Could have been like the previous model. Could have had a horrible gluey mess. Tender is fine, apart from that mark there. I don't know if that's not a glue mark. I think that's just something from the packaging. And here's the rear of the tender. Rear of the tender is fine. I lied. There's a glue mark there. But the rear of the tender is not fine. But it is a lot better than the previous model. Coal load is removable, and I did look in there and it is absolutely disgusting. So I'm gonna try, just bear with me here. I'm gonna zoom out, get my X-Acto knife, try and pry it up. Oh boy. Bear with me. I'll be back if I don't do it. Oh my god. Why is it so hard now? Fuck's sake. Right. So, you can see inside it is absolutely disgusting. You can see all those glue marks. It doesn't matter. I'm putting real coal in here anyways. But yeah, that is, oh god, that is abysmal. I don't, how did this get out of the factory? I would love to know. Especially this in the last model. God, look at that. That is disgusting. It's probably the same factory too, the same factory that I've been using, but it's just, oh Hornby, just when I thought you were getting better, you go and do this. And I feel like they're all like this. So, yeah, like I said, could have been a lot worse, but I am going to keep this model because I'm not sending this back, so don't be in the comments and say, oh, you should send it back. No, I'm not doing that again. I already sent the last one back. This is the last straw. So, comparing this to the Sir William Stanier, the pre-owned Sir William Stanier that I have in my trunk, this is a this is just a downgrade, if anything. As for the bogey and the plastic washer, I'm probably gonna have to source that from maybe Mallard, because my Mallard doesn't run. Well, it runs. It was basically dead on arrival, but the motor works. It's just the motor keeps loosening itself, and I've tried fixing that damn thing, and I'm just tired of it now. So I'm probably gonna source that from Mallard and just stick it up under here. If I get Mallard running, oh well, it's whatever, I don't care. But, yeah, it could have been worse. I am going to keep this. I'm not entirely happy about it, but I'm going to keep it. So, yeah, I guess that concludes this little saga. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next video.